This is Dominic. I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Dominic from Minneapolis, calling on some type of tin can.
Yeah, I'm in a factory right now, so my boss just left. I got a little bit of time.
Okay. What kind of factory? Can you tell us?
I work at a tape factory. I make tape.
Tape?
Oh, tape. Okay.
Yeah, like sticky tape.
Cool.
Right?
You do all kinds,
used it.
double-sided?
I've used it many times.
Nah, we make tape for construction. We hold up buildings with our stuff.
None of that Scotch tape bullshit, huh?
So stuff for like
none of that.
easy zip, like that type of stuff, like for outdoor panels and insulation.
You know, absolutely. So few people know what kind of tape I make, Sam.
Well, I like to watch construction videos.
Well, cool. But sadly, I'm not here to talk tape.
Okay.
I'm calling because, sorry, I'm nervous. I love Majority Report. I didn't think I'd get picked up today.
Well, I love talking vapor barriers, so we're even.
Perfect. I'm calling about the state of art in our current fascist climate. I am kind of disheartened by the lack of truly revolutionary art that is happening, like specifically in music and theater. I'm an actor, and like in days gone by, we had like Woody Guthrie, we had like Creedence Clearwater, these bands that were in the pop culture that were doing art about the climate that they were in, and there's not a lot happening. There's no momentum behind truly revolutionary art, and I think that comes from a place of like the streaming services and the immediacy that we want our products to come to us. And I'm just very disheartened, and I want to hear from an artist like yourself, Sam, who's like been in these creative spaces. Do you feel as though there's any difference from back when you were doing a lot more of the creative side than there is now?
All right, I have two responses to this. One, Brian, see if you can pull up that. You know this guy Wells?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there are people doing stuff, and you know, but it's certainly not like it was in the 70s and 80s, and I would say early 90s. But my experience has been that going into the aughts, there was no there was no sort of like subculture that rewarded things that didn't make money within the context of the arts. Like even like I watched this, I mean, most maybe I don't know. I had a narrow perspective on this, admittedly, but at least in the context of film, we went through a period where like independent film was only valued based upon its ability to sell at a what do you call it? A film festival. I suspect that there's more of it going on than you or I think, but that
there's a lot going on.
I think there's a lot going on, but I think we don't have a single culture anymore where, you know, or even two or three cultures like you did in the late 60s, where it was like either the culture or the counterculture. I think it's probably happening
but that's
in
the problem.
spaces.
We have this monoculture that is not accepting of, like, there's no way to break into the monoculture with art that is truly like pushing back. Like, I'm not saying there isn't art that exists. Like, you guys are totally right. There's art that's just not in my circles, that I'm not being exposed to. But my problem is with the rise of fascism happening in our country, there's no way for that. Like, because art is a way to communicate emotion.
Dude,
art is a way
Andor.
to express other people's stories.
Andor. I mean, there's the Andor. Have you watched Andor?
I'm not a big Star Wars guy.
I'm not either. I'm not either. I find Star Wars largely to be juvenile, but I don't want to. You know, this is not Citizen Kane, but it does walk through sort of like at the very least like how an authoritarian regime gets built essentially. I mean, I think there's a lot of like smaller cultures out there. Play this guy Wells for a second. Just let's play this for 1 second.
Jesse Wells? I love Jesse Wells.
Yeah, this is, I see, he's been putting out this stuff. It seems like he comes out with a new song every day practically. But it's good stuff. People should check this out. Here, let's put this up.
Well, if you're looking for purpose in the current circus, if you're seeking respect and attention, if you're in need of a gig that'll help you feel big, come with me and put some folks in detention. Just last week was kind of rough. I put a kid in cuffs. I zip-tied a woman to a van. We can sneak around town hunting working folks down. I hear they got a great benefit plan. Join ICE, boy ain't it nice. Join ICE, take my advice. If you're lacking control and authority, come with me and hunt down minorities. Join ICE.
Okay, that's good. I mean, he's worth checking out on Instagram. And I think I think some of the stuff has gone commercial, some of his music, but it's there's stuff out there. I think it's just a question of like, larger political movements beginning to coalesce and then adopting stuff like this and finding these in these different, smaller cultures and promoting it. I mean, I think more is there than you or I might know.
Yeah. I have two more little things, and then I'll let you guys go. If you're in Minneapolis, it's funny you bring up Jesse Wells. If you're in Minneapolis, I'm in an anti-war production of Henry V through Jack Donkey Productions. Anyone in the area, I'd love to come see at the show. We opened yesterday. And for Emma, I have a little gripe.
Yes.
About ages ago, 4 or 5 months ago, you were talking about Rachel Zegler.
Mm-hmm.
And you casually mentioned that she was like number one, first person to go up for the West Side Story that Spielberg was doing. And I just got to stand up for my friend. She was also up for that role. She was second up.
Oh,
I just had to mention, no, it was not a done deal. There was another person in there that was ripe for the picking.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to erase your friend. I just, Zegler was pretty good, and we like a pro-Palestine queen.
Oh, we love a pro-Palestine queen.
Appreciate the call.
But yeah, that's I had to bring it up. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I wish we had more time to talk about the vapor barriers because I'm fascinated by.
Yeah, you know, good, Sam. I was just going to say after this, I should probably ask this off the show, but do we want Jillian Michaels on to talk about slavery?
Oh yeah, let's book her. What is there a bigger loser angle to it? You burn some calories out there.
Psycho.
You get real skinny denying slavery.
Oh, she that woman who said what was she? I think I was on.
We had some run-in with her too. I feel like
I think I was on. What do you call it with her? Wasn't
Piers
I?
Morgan. That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
she was the USAID thing.
Right.
You were arguing with her about that.
Oh, the old kids are dying.
Right.
Yeah, you were going on about some liberal shit, and she was telling the truth.
It's just interesting how can't get enough of her political opinions. I just love my Jillian Michaels opinions.
If you don't have a six-pack, I don't care at all what you have to say about politics.
All right, we're
share
going
this
to
woman's
read
thoughts,
a couple of IMs and then get out of here. That ends the phone call portion of our program. We'll have to get to the greedflation on Monday because interesting dynamic that's happening with inflation right now. Coming from two different directions. I mean, look, I think we know, particularly in the wake of COVID, we saw corporations had this whole strategy of like, once it turns out to be more elasticity in pricing when people think there's actually a reason for inflation to exist. And there being a reason for inflation to exist. Some instances during COVID, it was we'll get into this on Monday, but
Turns out you could just decide that you want more money as a giant corporation.
Right.
Here's the thing that I think has not been accounted for in the sort of classic perspective of the elasticity of prices. And that is, we now have people who are literally financing fast food. We have people who are financing all of their purchases. And I don't know that this is like factored into
record of credit card debt. Yeah.
Record of credit card debt, but also all these like, what is it, Klarna or
like Affirm.
Letting DoorDash, you can do 4 payments for your meal, and it's like, yeah, they're interest free until you miss a payment, and then the interest rate's like some insane hike.
Investors love
I'm
it, though.
waiting to see a piece written about, and I'm sure there has, but maybe, but I haven't seen it, about how that has impacted the ability of Americans to deal with inflation. Doesn't necessarily make them happier about it, but it does. They don't have the same ability, or there isn't the same relationship between rising prices and decreasing demand. It's not as one-to-one as it used to be. That's my theory anyways.
Yep.
But
Breaking news is that Trump is backing out of the talks with Putin, by the way.
What do you mean he's backing out? He showed up.
He's not going to show up.
That could do that.
Wait,
Alaska's
I forgot my coat.
He's doing an apprentice style switcheroo at the last minute because he thinks Putin will come to heel if he, I don't know, throws him off, doesn't show up.
Or he heard that Putin was came with the P tape.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, it won't be a 1-on-1. It'll be a 3-on-3 with Witkoff and Rubio joining Trump.
Ooh,
so the switcheroo was Putin could be outnumbered now or something like that.
There's going to be 3 of us.
Yeah.
Marco, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read some IMs. Ontario Mothman. I have never, ever had a single freaking IM read by Sam, and I'm just completely enraged at you, sir. Well, I'm glad I was able to do that.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Clearwater, is her take still active, or were the PDB boys too worried about being overshadowed by that storm of intelligence and radical ideas?
Pretty sure it's still active.
Mr. Melancholy, Sam, is there a benefit on leftists joining ICE as moles suck resources away, et cetera? I'm not saying they can change the institution from the inside, of course. Listen, I think anything that anybody can do to drain them of resources is helpful. Don't
get arrested though, and charged with crimes against treason or something.
But Brian, I'm convinced Brian debilitated a significant portion of our military while he was involved there.
You're welcome, America.
Dragon ass.
The amount of resources dedicated to Brian when he was in the military was
I was taking him down from the inside.
Operation Throw Tomato.
Exactly. Just absolute time suck.
NSA, no way.
Devoid reality. Sam, I have a roll of leftover Husky Yellow subconcrete floor vapor barrier left if you want to take a trip up the Connecticut River the next couple of weekends. Leftover, and partners wanting me to get the local resale construction store. Let me know.
You can tease him with a good time.
Yeah. Sam, really, you do have to do your home improvement spinoff channel.
Oh yeah, that's happening. That is definitely happening. I still watch old episodes of Homes on Homes, which was a Canadian construction guy who would go in and just be like, I can't believe this. This is not up to code. And he would just get so angry. I love Tape Guy. He call in more often, says Charlie Tuna. Vaughn from Wisconsin. Sam, please stop flirting with the tape color. Degenerations. Wanted to emphasize Emma's point on high barriers to entry for professional fields. I applied and got into some top law schools this year, but decided not to go because of the 200,000 plus in debt it would entail. Unwilling to work 60 to 70 hours a week for massive corporations and Trump pro bono. When Obama graduated Harvard Law in the early 90s, tuition was only like $12,000 and about $30,000 inflation adjusted. The institutions that traditionally produce senators, presidents, and other prestigious public service members are only accessible to those who come from massive generational wealth or endure long corporate socialization process, just one of the many structural features that leave the wealthy with all the power. My frustration over scrambling to find alternative plans for next year probably makes me care about the issue too much, but still. I mean, I can tell you, when I went to college, it was far less expensive. Just far less expensive, even in today's dollars. I imagine I probably went around the time of Obama. How old is Obama? Maybe before
Probably
him?
your age.
Yeah, but what would motivate you to work for Exxon or Goldman Sachs or when
You
I
were
was
younger
in
than
law
Obama.
school,
Obama's 64.
Oh, okay. But nevertheless, even when I went, it was still much less expensive. But there was an issue in law school where it was like, people are going to go, it was around the time where people were like, I'm interested in environmental law. And people didn't seem to understand, like, 99% of you are going to work for the corporation that is breaking the law and just trying to figure out how to skirt the law. That's what, the amount of people who could afford to go and work for, a nonprofit that was fighting the dumping of something was just incredibly limited. All right, two more. Your boy Blue, what do you think about having California Governor Patrick Bateman as our next president? Majority Report, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that Newsom will be the next nominee. All of his rhetoric online has been entertaining, but it seems like on the surface it's pandering to abundance liberals. What do you guys think?
Stop it. Stop it with this foregone conclusion thing. DSA said that they're going to run a presidential candidate, and if the party is where it's at in 3 years, you better. That is going to be somebody that is competitive, and do not capitulate right now. I do not.
The guy faffing around with Charlie Kirk. Yeah, he's aimless.
Well, the video we played with PBD where they were obsessing about the approval ratings and ignored that Bernie and AOC were ahead of Republicans. AOC's ahead of AOC and Bernie have higher favorables than Gavin Newsom. So this is not something we should submit to right now.
I think I would bet money that Gavin Newsom's not going to be the guy.
We thought it would be DeSantis, and that Trump, like around this time, that Trump might have a hard time breaking back in.
I did not think it was DeSantis.
I know. I thought whatever, but there was Trump had a second impeachment in part because so many Republicans joined on after January 6th, and then that became really unviable, like within a year, to not support him, and they all submitted. So.
And the final IM of the week. Linz Cheney. Muse is revolution music. Matt, Brian.
If Muse is I'm a big fan of Muse. I've seen them live. If they're such a proponent of revolution music, they should say something about Gaza.
Yep.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.